How did you get into fighting, and when did you realize you could be good at it?
I got into fighting after wrestling a year at Nashville Community College. One of my friends was doing it, and I just got done wrestling, and I went down to the gym thinking I was going to kick everyone's ass, and I got my ass kicked. And I just, it was a very humbling experience. I thought I was going to go in there and just take everyone down. I'd take them down, I'd get choked, I'd get armbarred. They'd kick me, I'd hurt my leg. I tried to kick them, I'd hurt my foot. So I really didn't know what was going on, and I made it a goal I was like, wow, I got to learn this stuff,
And then you had your first fight?
First fight was maybe 4 or 5 months later. I was basically just a wrestler. I knew a little bit of striking, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, but I was still just taking guys down. And
I remember you telling me something about you after you won your first fight. That's when you knew you could be really good at this.
Yeah. I won. I won my first fight. I had no idea really what to expect. I went to this fight in New Jersey. I was illegal in New York, so we drove to New Jersey. A bunch of my friends came, and this guy looked like he looked like a killer. Mohawk. He was a little shorter than me, but freaking scary, jacked. And I didn't really. I had confidence because of all the training, but still, it's a unique experience. But then when I got in there and I won, I felt the energy of the crowd and everything. I was like, I was hooked.
Was that your first amateur fight?
Yeah, it was the first amateur fight. I was back like 2007, I think, maybe even before then.
Tell me about your first pro fight.
First pro fight was against Mervin Rodriguez in Ring of Combat. I'd been an amateur for a while, so I was really looking forward to going pro. And I just remember not being too nervous the night before the fight. I was like, I put in. There's no way this guy worked harder than me. So I wasn't really too nervous before it. I was just confident. I felt good, and I went in there and I got an anaconda choke in like a minute and a half or something. So it went good, and he was a tough guy. So it was definitely a good win for my first pro fight.
How did you get on The Ultimate Fighter?
I heard that they were having tryouts for The Ultimate Fighter in, I think it was in North Carolina or something.
And that was the first time you tried out?
No, I had tried out way before. I had tried out for like one of the first 155 seasons. At the time, I wasn't even a pro. And I didn't get picked. I went to the tryout. I passed the grappling part. I passed the striking part, but I don't think I got to the interview. So then the next one was, I don't know how many seasons later. It was season 12, I think.
15, I think.
Well, no, yeah, but I tried out for season 12.
Oh, yeah.
I tried out for season 12 and I made it.
Yeah, the Michael Johnson, Jonathan Brooklyn season.
Yeah, so I made it onto that season. I was supposed to be on that season. And 2 weeks before they started filming, I broke my hand. And there was no way I was going to be able to, fight with a broken hand. So I had to pull out of that. And then I had a bunch of fights in Ring of Combat in the meantime. I heard that they were doing my season again, called them up, got on the show, and ended up doing great.
Looking back, do you have mostly positive or negative memories from your time on the show?
Oh, I have a ton of positive memories for sure, mostly positive. It was a great time, 3 months of just eating, sleeping, and fighting, training. It was a good time.
Do you have any good stories from that season that maybe no one has heard yet?
Good stories from that season. Me and Mike Kiesick both got fined for you're not supposed to acknowledge the camera people,
Mm-hmm.
So I took a pool cue and I taped something on the end of it so it looked like one of those boom mics.
Yeah.
And he had a shoebox like this, and we were running around. We were drunk. It was like the first day any of us really drank. Me and him just got drunk after we both fought in the beginning, so we had a couple weeks off.
Yeah.
So we were drinking, and then we started acting like we were filming the film. So they were filming us, and we were running around filming them. I had like a thing on, the boom mic. And they're like, "All right, guys, enough! You can't be filming us. We're supposed to be filming you." And then I ended up jumping in the pool with my microphone wire on, which they weren't happy about. We caused a ruckus that day. It was pretty fun.
It's hilarious. How did you feel going into the Chiesa fight?
I felt good, man. It's as good as you can feel after. 3 fights in a row. I had a fight. I had the quarterfinals, and then the next week I had the semifinals, and then the week after that I had the finals. So I was definitely beat up, but gave it a shot.
How'd you feel after the fight? How long did it take to get over the loss?
You know what? It took a while only because I had to have surgery on my knee, so I couldn't really get right back into the gym or right back into it. I took some time off, and that was tough. Not being able to just get right back in there after a loss. You want to just get right back in there, and that was it didn't happen.
The next and last time you lost was against Mitch Clark. You were dominating him till you got caught in a choke. What was that like, and was it tougher to get over a loss like that?
Not really. I don't think it was really tougher. I think I knew I was better than that guy, and 9 out of 10 times I win that fight. But he got me. He got me with a good move. Can happen to anybody.
More or less, you had considered yourself retired for the past couple of years. So how did the Diego Sanchez fight come about?
I was in Denver, and I saw Sean Shelby. I think we were both had a couple of drinks, and he asked me, when I thought about fighting again, and I, said, we just kind of talked about where I was at, why if I wanted to fight again. He kind of asked me who I wanted to fight. I wasn't sure. I said I wasn't really sure, but I'd think about it. And then I went to Australia. And while I was in Australia, I got a call from my manager, "Hey, would you want to fight Diego Sanchez?" I was like, "Yep, let's do it." And that was it.
Yeah, did that fight play out the way you expected?
I definitely thought there was a possibility that I could land a quick punch and get that knockout, but I don't know, man. It worked out best case scenario.
Do you think it's time for Sanchez to retire?
Yeah, I think he's done he's had a long career, This is not a sport you want to stay in too long, and after I just hope him the best. Hopefully he's stays healthy, gets out of this thing with all his faculties,
What was the mood like in your locker room that night?
Before the fight.
Yeah.
Not great. Everyone in my locker room lost. What was it? Ellenberger, Eddie Wineland.
Did you really think about leaving the arena when you saw what happened to Ellenberger?
I didn't really think about leaving the arena, but I did think like, wow, this is bullshit. Like that guy's. Yeah. I kind of would have left the arena more to just be like, fuck those guys, for making all the money, and we're the ones getting knocked unconscious.
What do you have to say to people who think you're just whining and complaining?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm whining and complaining. They don't fucking know what I've been through. They don't know what the UFC's put me through. They don't know how much I've sacrificed for this to not get anything, to get not only get what I deserve, to get what I deserve taken away. So, fuck them.
Has anyone from the UFC reached out regarding your tweets? What do they think?
No, no one from the UFC's really reached out to me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
If they were to release you from your contract, would you retire or would you consider fighting for a different promotion?
No, I think I'd probably think about going to a different promotion, yeah.
What are your thoughts on Mike Perry?
I don't think he's too smart. He's pretty athletic. He looks pretty strong. He looks like he hits pretty hard. But he was one of the guys that was like, "Oh, you're whining." The guy's whining. He's making fun of me, saying I'm whining. And then 2 seconds later, he's talking about money, talking about what he wants to, how he wants to get set up. We should be talking about money. He should be, he should be on my side with this thing. Why are you talking about money? You're a professional athlete. Money should be for the love of the sport. At this point, you're oh shit. At this point, you're a professional athlete. You should be doing it because you love it. You should be, you should be making great money to where, you're just doing it because that's what, you should be wanting to fight the best guys because it doesn't matter. You're getting paid a lot anyway.
How do you feel about Kevin Lee, and what did you think of him calling you out the whole time you were not fighting?
Yeah, Kevin Lee, he don't get it, that guy either. I dropped him with a jab. He's really just not good. Now he's trying to be the best wrestler in MMA because his hands are just not coming along. He's stiff. He's born with, he's just not. There's some guys that are just never going to get good at throwing punches, and he's one of them. He's just never going to be good at throwing punches. His wrestling's pretty good. He's strong. He's in decent shape. He gets tired, but yeah, he's not too smart either.
What do you think about Sage Northcutt? You think he has promise?
Yeah. He'll never be. I don't think he's got like. He'll never be like the top 10. I don't think. I think he's. I think he's kind of got ruined. I think they ruined him. They threw him in there too quick against. Not even. I don't even know what they did. Maybe he's just not a good fighter because they basically fed guys to him and he still couldn't beat him. So I don't know. I think he's just a kid that can do backflips. That's about it.
What do you think about Justin Gaethje, and how much money would you require to headline against him at UFC Long Island?
I would have to get paid more than everyone I've beaten so far. All the last guys I've beaten, I should get paid more than them. And then, what do I think of him as a fighter? He's tough. He's tough for sure. But again, the last three of his last 4 fights are against Luis Palomino, who the guy's 5'6" and 145-pound fighter, and he's 36 years old. So I think it's a big step up. If he wants to step up and fight top 5 guys in the UFC, good luck, bro. I think he thinks he's way ahead of where he is. I think he's been playing in the small pond.
You think that's a good matchup for you?
I think it's a great matchup for me. I think he's sloppy. I think he's wild. He's like he's like the new version of Diego Sanchez. You know, he's the new Diego Sanchez, but does the guy throw jabs? I don't think he knows what a jab is. You know, I think I could beat him with just a jab. I really do. My jab is 10 times better than him. If he's throwing those loopy punches, I really feel like bad night for that guy.
Aljamain Sterling versus John Lineker and or John Dodson. What do you think about those matchups for Aljo?
Lineker and Dodson. Both good matchups. Dodson's a tough fight because he moves around a lot. He kind of plays to a slower pace, but then he explodes out of nowhere kind of thing. They both, they pose problems, but Aljamain, I think he's got a great shot at beating both of those guys.
What do you think about the Demian Maia versus Jorge Masvidal matchup, and how do you see that fight playing out?
That's a good one, man. That's a fight that I'm really looking forward to. That's like, that's kind of like Tony Ferguson and Khabib. I want to see how it plays out on the feet, and then I want to see how it plays out if it goes to the ground. Can Maia hang with Masvidal on the feet? I don't know. And then but I probably can't. Maia's stand-up's gotten so much better, but then if Maia's got good wrestling. If he takes Masvidal down, how's Masvidal going to react? That's going to be an interesting fight. That's one I'm looking forward to. It's one of the ones you hear about and you say, wow, that's a great fight,
Who are your favorite fighters to watch?
My favorite fighters to watch. Definitely the Diaz brothers, Robbie Lawler. Yeah, probably those guys. There's a bunch of them, but
if people are looking to sell a house, where can they reach you?
Raging Al Realty at yahoo.com. If you're looking to buy, sell, or rent a house, property, anywhere in the United States, especially Long Island, New York, serious inquiries only.
Thanks, man.
You got it.